Hi, welcome to my channel, Compass Starlight. Today I have 3 decks. I have the Mantegna Tarot. This is for energy, attributes, characteristics to which we can aspire. It is the Mantegna Tarot. I have the Divine Feather Messenger for an oracle, and then this other deck is the Moon and Stars Tarot. I have to look and see what they are. I don't always remember the names, but it's going to be a reading for the week ahead. And I wanted to talk about a few things. So on social media, basically the subject is the center of attention, the center of the universe. So on social media, I see a lot of reels with children that just, it's like if it happens to be a child with its siblings, the particular child is just very pushy for attention. We have what else? Like on local social media pages, people pointing out really poor parking jobs or complaining about individuals, the way that they drive, the speeding, looking out for only themselves. And also I was thinking about acquaintance, and this person has a child. Let's see, we have Cleo number 19 and the Artisan card number 3. I think it's 3. I need my reading glasses. Justice 37. Those are the first 3 cards we have here in the Mantegna Tarot. So this acquaintance has a child, and she's a single mom. The child is very demanding and expects to be treated as the center of the universe because that's how the parent raises the child. And I sort of disagree with her parenting techniques. I don't have kids though, so who am I to judge? I just see this individual attempting to socialize and advance her spiritual practice and her career, and her child pulls her away from certain individuals. I've heard the child repeatedly yell, "Stop talking, stop talking, stop talking." And my feelings about that, when she acquiesced to her child, the child's not really going to grow up with a healthy understanding of boundaries and respect. I think that's where I'm coming from. Now, it could be that the child is lacking in attention, and that's why the child calls out, interrupts, demands her mother's attention. But her mother is a very doting mother, and I don't think that's the case. But let me pull these cards and I will continue on that subject. We have the Ace of Wands, we have the Fool, we have the Three of Swords. Interesting. I'm going to get a couple more. Or like another example is if you move into a building and all of a sudden your neighbor moves out. Oh, did they move because of me? No. They're not thinking about you. They have their own lives, their own things going on. They make their own choices based on the circumstances in their own lives. That's a lot of cards. I'm going to take this one. I don't know if you can see them. You can. So there were 2 sets that came out. The Seven of Pentacles with the King of Wands, and then the Knight of Swords. And there are a bunch of other cards I'm not even going to look at. I'm going to put those back because those were the particular Seven of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords. So, the world does not revolve around you. In big picture, people hardly think of you. Obviously, the people that love and care for you think of you, and hopefully with good thoughts and intentions, with care and love. But we shouldn't really see ourselves as being the center of attention. And for example, if you're driving down the highway and somebody's tailgating you, and if you can pull over when it's safe, and if you can't, whatever, but then they take an exit and flip you off. Whose problem is that? Is it yours? No. There's obviously something going on with that individual. Perhaps they just didn't give themselves enough time to get to where they're going. That's on them, and that's their life, and it has nothing to do with you. So to hold on to that sort of grudge or feeling of insecurity or lack or judgment is just like an extra burden to carry. Get that off your shoulders, right? Really, only your life revolves around you. In other words, the universe doesn't, the world doesn't revolve around you, but your life should revolve around you. You should make choices about the people with whom you're surrounding based on what you want for your life. So you are the director of your life. What is the story you're telling? And so this touches back into a message about what would you like to see for yourself. So in terms of what story are you telling as the director? Are you looking for a better job because you don't like the one that you have and you're hoping for better pay? Or are you aiming high and trusting that you can have a great job at a wonderful pay rate? I mean, how about 35 hours a week at $35 an hour, right? That sounds pretty good. Are you worth it? Are you qualified? The point is to imagine not just the best for yourself, but better, right? So the job is just an example, but you could think of a romantic relationship, for example. Things that you would want or expect in a relationship, but why not aim high? And I hear people say when you're manifesting, you don't want to be too specific, right? Some people have checklists. It doesn't really work. The chances of finding somebody that ticks all the boxes is pretty slim if you take that route. But what you ideally aim for is somebody who challenges you in a healthy way, that can match your energy, that wants to work on the relationship with you, and who's tuned in, tapped in, and turned on to their own passions. And they have their own ambitions in life, but they want to share it with somebody else. That's another story. But how can you aim to, or train your thoughts to manifest greatness in all your relationships, be they in work, in school, in your family, in love, etc.? How can you manifest better circumstances for yourself based on the way that you're thinking, the people with whom you're surrounding yourself, even the foods that you're eating and the exercise that you're getting? Exercise, yeah. Are you stretching at least every day? Like putting intention into stretches. Because even if you don't have time to work out or go for a walk, there are these little things that you can do to intentionally take a break and settle your mind, put things aside, focus on your body. It's really important. But if you can get out for a walk, that's helpful. If you have time and can afford a place to work out, even better. Of course, we want to have balance in our lives, so you don't want to make working out the focus of your life. Balance. I'm going to turn the camera down to the cards so we can do the reading. All right, I'm going to scooch these cards in. What's my field here? In this Wild Turkey for the Divine Feather Messenger card. Yeah, we can make these fit. Okay, so Cleo, card number 19. That is the archetype for modernity. Remain in step with the times without wasting your breath. That's kind of, it's very much in alignment, as I see it, as what I was talking about. Because this protagonist, Cleo, is just riding the swan to get to where she's going. She's making herself the center of the universe. So she's crossing the water at the expense of this swan, regardless of the pain the swan may be in, if you look at the face of the swan. However, she does have the color blue of protection, and she's traveling through some emotional waters from a place of being grounded in the earthly plane. And she has the sun at her feet. That can suggest like Aries, fiery energy, ambition. So she does have the ambition, which we do see in these cards here, the Ace of Wands. She has the ambition to take herself where she needs to go, but to be careful not to do it at the expense of others, right? Like the driver who is driving crazy down the highway, tailgating people because they need to get to where they're going, putting others at risk with their speed and driving techniques. You don't want to be that person. So this is, again, remain in step with the times without wasting your breath. This is to take action where it's needed, but not to stay focused on your path so that you don't misstep. Okay? You need a plan in place in order to manifest these lofty goals that you may have. And that is sort of what's being asked of us, to focus, have the ambition, yes, be in balance with your emotions, but you need a plan in order to get there. And I see that through this whole reading. The next card is the Artisan. That is number 3. It is the archetype for ability. Develop your technical skills. So again, I had brought up the example of employment, looking for a new job. You may need to develop your skills a bit in order to get that job 35 hours a week at $35 an hour. You're going to have some discipline and diligence to learn these new skills or to pursue a course. You're going to have to go to class. You're going to have to study, whether it's, a class in person or a class online. So that might be the case for employment. What kind of skills would you need to employ in terms of a relationship? If you are a person that is needing to work on your boundaries or has been working on your boundaries, perhaps this is a time when you really need to be diligent about enforcing your boundaries. It's actually a pretty interesting card to me, if you look at this, because it's a card, the artisan, right, about skill. On the left hand side of the card, there's an oven and there are rolls of bread above, suggesting a baker is busy turning out product consistently. And yet at the table here we have somebody, an artisan, working with what appears to be metals. They don't really coincide, but it does get the point across for the meaning of the card. I was taking a closer look because it almost seems like there's something coming out from behind the oven stove, and I can't quite tell what it is. It's not a face, but it almost has this line shooting upward from a little triangle hole. That's bizarre. If any of you have any idea what that might be, I'd be curious to know. Anyhow, yes, the point of this card is to focus on your skill, learn what you might need to know, develop your technical skills. This card is about having the ability. If you have the intelligence, you have the ability. So it just is a matter of learning. Justice here, we have the Sword of Truth, the Scales of Balance. We have a crane down at her feet. This is card number 37. Weigh each option before expressing it. Weigh each option. Weigh each opinion before expressing it. I like weigh each option. Technically, the definition on this card is weigh each opinion. But yes, weigh each option came out of my mouth, I think, for a reason, because if you are looking at a job, at jobs that are available to you, or if you're looking at suitors, you do want to suss out each individual, each option before expressing your interest or taking action, taking a risk, as the Fool does. This is interesting that it came out of my mouth like that. Balance. Let's take a look at white turkey. The power to heal the earth is within you. And I'm going to read this one from the book. White turkey. The turkey has long been a symbol of abundance, wisdom, earth, and giving back. The symbolism is enhanced by the color white, the color of healing and purity. White turkey, therefore, is the symbol for the healing of the earth and our call to earth healing. The turkey in North America is most commonly a symbol of the harvest, the abundance of the season, and a turkey that is sacrificed as the give back to feed the group. The white turkey is not so common and calls us to recognize the uniqueness of this symbol and the power of its message. The white turkey brings with it the message that the earth is calling for healing now. Your connection to the earth and your need and desire to receive healing will be divinely guided. As you focus on earth healing, whether through environmentalism, blessing the land and water, or contributing to preservation efforts, you will assist in healing your own personal earth energies. This may be related to abundance, to your physical body, or to family issues. The white turkey comes to assist you as a mirror. As we heal the earth, we heal ourselves. The energies associated with this card: earth-based healing, abundance, and divine wisdom. It's associated with the season fall, the elements of earth and air, the colors white for purity and healing. And the affirmation says, I am open to receive the divine abundance and healing of the earth. Well, it does bode well to having our manifestations come to fruition, but it also suggests that perhaps what we seek for our manifestations may come with connecting with the earth, with nature, with water, with source, one way or another. Now, to take a look at these cards, we have the Ace of Wands. This is a card of initiation. There could be an idea that is initiated, a thought, a concept, and the Ace of Wands suggests that there's a lot of passion behind it, enthusiasm, an eagerness and motivation to pursue something in particular. Again, this could be that new job, it could be a new home, it could be better relationships, a new romantic relationship, etc. The card says new beginnings, so it is the potential for just that, new beginnings in any of those endeavors. Followed by the Fool, which is a card here of chance or risk. The Fool understands the risks involved, and yet he is willing to make the choice to take that leap of faith and trust in Source that he will go where he's needed to go. And part of that trust comes from his ability to handle changes, his ability to plan, and his ability to adapt. Now, interestingly, we have the Three of Swords following that. This is a card of heartache. It can be a card of betrayal. This particular deck has it as heartbreak. I said heartache. Same. It can be something that makes you feel betrayed or really let down. Some readers see it as a card of third-party energy, of cheating, and it can be read as such. But generally, this is an overall sense of feeling betrayed. This is your boss, your employer letting you go over something seemingly trivial. It can be that. It can be being betrayed in a love relationship, sure. To see this here, sort of in the middle of the reading, makes me wonder if we need to focus more on these archetype cards to stay in step with the times, but don't do so, don't misstep, don't lose track, don't, as you're focused on your path, right? Don't be so hardcore with your ambition to stay each step on that path that you step on others, that you pursue that path at the expense of others. There are ways to navigate that can be more kind or more diplomatic, because being so self-centered can cause heartbreak. Not having the right skills as you pursue something where you've needed to hone your skills or build your skill set, that can lead to loss and heartbreak. Justice, this is that balance, and weigh each opinion or each option before expressing it. You'll need to weigh your options before you take that leap of faith, because choosing a particular option may lead to heartbreak, heartache, disappointment, betrayal. And most importantly, we want to avoid betraying ourselves, our own desires, our own ambitions. So, for example, if you are pursuing a new job, a new employment, make sure that it's something about which you can feel passionate and feel good, so that when you go to work every day, you're excited about learning how to do the job and how to perform it well. Because if you are going to lose your enthusiasm, be lackluster, or don't really have interest or investment in that business, you probably won't last very long there at that job. Now, speaking of investment, Seven of Pentacles here is marked as vision, but it is fully investment. This is a card of material investment or investment on the earthly plane, in things that affect your life on the earthly plane. So the Seven of Pentacles is a card about planting seeds and having the patience to watch them grow, watch them develop, assist in their development, the nurturing of these seeds, the plants, as they grow to fruition. It is an investment. Every time you put that coin or that seed, right? Every time you plant that seed, it's an investment in the plant that is to grow from it. When you put that coin in the bank, you expect that it may grow interest, or at least build upon itself, which it tends to do if you're diligent about budgeting and not spending your money. I mean, if you get interest, even better. But overall, this is about having a plan, being able to look off into the future to some degree in order to expect to see your investment grow. Now, the King of Wands here is a card of passion, enthusiasm. This is a king who knows how to nurture passion, knows how to follow through on the new beginnings, on the initiation. He doesn't get to the king from the ace to the two all the way up to the king if he lacks the ability to follow through. A lot of times with the lesser cards, we see that sort of faltering in energy of passion. The King of Wands has mastered that. He's able to take action when necessary. He knows what action to take. He is able to be thoughtful to see his vision come to fruition, and that is why he puts the passion and enthusiasm into his investments. And then we have here the Knight of Swords. Here in this deck, this card is called Drama. I find that interesting. The Knight of Swords is a truth seeker. Sometimes this card is associated with gaining more knowledge, taking classes, going back to school. This is an individual who is not afraid to pursue something based upon his intellectual understanding. He's not afraid of change, and he's not afraid to learn. However, it does require that we have balance between our emotional world and the earthly plane, so that we don't get lost in our dreams. The Knight of Swords asks us to harness the intellectual energy and sort of bring it down to earth, keep ourselves balanced, so that we can manifest our goals with balance and care. In career, this card can sort of suggest a sense of knowing where you want to go and how to get there, and not being afraid to make the steps to fulfill that plan. So if you are aiming for 35 hours a week, $35 an hour, the Knight of Swords has found that job. He knows how to get it, and he's going to apply, and he's got every confidence that he will fit the bill for the job. That confidence may be intimidating to others, which harkens back to the card Cleo. Cleo is wholeheartedly invested in getting to where she wants to go, so much so that she is willing to just step on anything else that is in her path in order to get there. Overall, this reading suggests that we can get to where we want to go with confidence. We need to have the confidence in order to get there, but we also need to have the balance and compassion along with our plan. And by utilizing those things, confidence, the plan, patience, ambition, we can manifest that which we seek. Again, this Three of Swords. Let's, I'll grab a couple of Visconti Tarot cards on this, here. If you are a returning subscriber, you might have noticed that I've been trying to put my readings on high speed. That's all I can do. And like trim out my ums and whatever, my pauses. I think I've set this whole deck upside down. Oh, is this Temperance? Yes, again, another card about having balance. The Ten of Cups. A card of emotional fulfillment, emotional satisfaction, and the Star, reaching for the star, reaching for the stars, going after our ambitions. And we have here the Six of Swords. Interesting. The Six of Swords is a card about moving on to calmer waters. It's very much like this card Cleo. Traditionally, the Six of Swords is a card that depicts a woman in a boat, sometimes with a child. She's in that boat. The Six Swords are in the boat plugging the hole so that she can get to calmer waters. And oftentimes there is a silent boatman ferrying her across the waters. Again, determination to be victorious, to land in a better place. These are great confirmation cards. Temperance, balance, the consequences of your choices, cause and effect, right? You need to surround yourself, you need to be cautious about the people with whom you surround yourself, because they will impact your environment. For example, you don't want to surround yourself with people who are going to speak poorly of you behind your back. You want to make good, wise choices from a place of intellectual, spiritual, emotional balance and groundedness in the earthly plane. And then we have the Ten of Cups, a card of emotional fulfillment and satisfaction. The Star, a card about pursuing our ambitions and goals. And the Six of Swords, moving on to calmer waters, finally arriving. This is a wonderful reading. Thank you so much for coming to Compass Starlight. Be well.